This is the best of the Mad Dog, Bob Lassiter. You can hear him live weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio from the 90s.
December 14th, 1503, psychic Nostradamus, famous for predicting the end of the world, was born. But Nostradamus ran into his share of skeptics, and this is what really happened.
Hi, baby cakes. I'm Nostradamus, famous psychic. You come here often?
Get lost.
I knew you were going to say that, because I'm Nostradamus, famous psychic, and I see into the future.
Uh-huh.
And in your future, I see sex, lots of it, with a famous psychic.
Beat it.
You know, I knew you were going to say that, too.
Scram.
And that, in fact, I predicted some initial resistance on your part, followed by total acceptance and wild sex. Look, I wrote it all down here hours ago.
Initial resistance, total acceptance, wild sex.
See, it's in the stars.
If you don't leave, I'm going to call the cops.
Turn the paper over.
It says, woman calls cops.
What did I tell you?
Take a hike.
You're lost, Toots. Hey, baby, I'm Nostradamus, famous psychic. I see lots of wild sex in your future.
Go away.
I knew you were going to say that.
Nostradamus. The world never ended, and he never got laid. And now you know...
What really happened?
God, that guy's almost as good as our own Gary Spivey.
Yeah.
4:32 the time. Speaking of which, hey, was that a top-notch psyching on with the boys this morning or what?
I was listening.
Linda Giorgio, something or other?
Somebody.
I loved that first call she had on there.
What was the first call?
Woman comes on. Linda listens to her voice, like, you know, instantly, almost instantly. She said, your aura is red. There's some concern, confusion. You have some financial concerns. Here it is, December the 19th. I don't care how much money you have. Everybody spends money at this time of the year that they don't have. We are not normally used to going out and dropping $300 or $3,000 or $30,000 for gifts, during any given week. So I don't care how much money you have, you're concerned about what you spent.
So
this is a brilliant psychic.
She was pretty much on target then, huh?
Oh, yes. How did you know, Linda? Oh, you're good. God almighty. And anyway, where the hell was Spivey?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Why are they turning their backs on Spivey? Spivey's cute. That new bimbo ain't. Talks to her nose.
Yeah, Spivey is cute.
And when I'm king,
yeah,
she's going to have to prove all that crap about angels and healings and chats with Jesus before she can say them on the radio. I want documented proof. I want to see the medical records down there at the emergency room.
Videotapes of the angels, maybe too.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least signed affidavits in front of a notary. I think it's the least she can do. I mean, here I am sitting in the Gary Spivey monument. What is keeping these walls up is beyond me because there's so much crap on here. He now goes to the trouble of having this stuff laminated, his various different articles and things of that nature,
Really?
And they're just covering the walls. But that's besides ruining the acoustics in the room. But that's besides the point. I guess he doesn't realize that, the reason we have the fabric up on the wall is to help deaden the sound. And now that the walls are totally covered in plastic, it doesn't deaden as well as it used to. Well, that's neither here nor there. I mean, for example, some noises, oh, Jesus, just, echo round and round and round the room. Well, anyway, I want Spivey back.
Yeah.
I didn't like her. You're having some economic concerns, aren't you? Some financial concerns.
You need to take a Spivey call. You haven't taken a Spivey call in ages. Maybe later this afternoon, huh?
Sure, and you do it, when it's least expected.
Oh.
The element of comedy is surprise. It's timing, Sharon, timing.
Oh.
Now, you can make something funny by having it predictable, but it's the element of surprise that is really the main.
Well, that's why you're the high-priced talk show host, and I'm just your newsie.
News flunky, right?
Yeah.
576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. All other areas are toll-free at 1-800-356-WSUN. I mean, if they're going to turn their backs on Spivey, I'm going to have him. They can have that nasally voiced bimbo who chats with Jesus and has angels for turbulence and all other kinds of crap.
Maybe Spivey will do a guest appearance on your show.
Spivey's always welcome on my show, the charlatan, but he's always welcome. Let's go to Hernando Beach. Hi there, Hernando. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Hey.
I was listening to your show last week.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned a green schmutz.
Right.
What is a green schmutz?
Green schmutz is the stuff that was growing on my house.
What, vines or grass or?
Schmutz.
Schmutz.
Right, some, undescribable green stuff.
Oh.
Some kind of algae or something like that.
Well, did you get that taken care of?
But schmutz it's just such a great word, Almost everybody knows what you mean when you say schmutz.
Oh.
It's just one of those things that, oh, yeah, schmutz. Yeah, oh, God, yeah, I did green schmutz on my house once. Yeah, I got it taken care of.
I've never heard of it. Oh, well, I just called to find out what a schmutz was. So you have a good Christmas.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Just the little things that they want to know about, Bobby.
No, it's one of the things that really makes me feel bad for the people who were born and raised in this state. There's so much that they have just not been exposed to. Like, words like schmutz.
I was born and raised in this state.
Well, okay, you've been lucky enough to have met some people who were born and raised someplace else and have been exposed to words like schmutz.
Well, I wouldn't have known what it was had I not seen that mess on your house.
You saw it and you said, oh, my God, that's schmutz.
You.
Right? Didn't need any further explanation.
Yeah. I understood.
But you see,
I'm going to miss it, though, because I can't find your house now.
People from the Northeast have been influenced by Yiddish, okay? I don't think schmutz is a Yiddish word, but it sounds kind of Yiddish. And I'm sure that there's a Yiddish word that sounds like schmutz that probably means something totally different, but that's besides the point. There are some of these really, really great words that there is nothing comparable in the English language. There's no other, no other word that says or does quite the same thing. And he sounded like, he was probably one of those poor people who was, not that there's anything wrong with being born here. I'm not saying that. It's just that he hasn't been exposed. Exposed to interesting foods and interesting words and things of that nature.
Oh, we have interesting foods and interesting words down here.
Oh, yeah, buffalo wings. And
guava ween.
Oh, guava ween. Oh, yeah, that's really interesting.
Black beans and rice.
Yeah, from Cuba.
Well.
Grits.
Grits. Yeah, grits.
Yeah,
and
that's what Jeffy used to patch his bong the other day when it cracked.
Cereal and milk.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, white bread and mayonnaise, another great, Tampa tradition. Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Hi.
How's it going?
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get quiet here. I was just checking out the newspaper. This downtown thing, the hockey arena they're building.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that they stopped building it because the Lightning have stopped payments on some sort of debenture?
Right, they don't have all their financing together, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they want to keep the Buccaneers. I mean, it's a done deal.
Well, my understanding, unless I'm totally...
What? This is a breaking story.
Yeah, I remember what he's talking about now. Do you remember those, Jeffy? Jeffy remembers them. Jeff used to use Verdi Bird to, get his stash from the mothership over to the speedboat.
It worked great.
It did. Let's go to Sarasota. Hi, Sarasota. You're on the air at WSUN.
Afternoon, Bob.
Good afternoon.
I got something to take exception with you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Before, you said that the liberals are with the White House shooting and all.
Mm-hmm.
What was your deal there? The no one gives a damn about
Well, just saying, after, I think I said something to the effect of after a decade or more of, irresponsible rhetoric, we now apparently have some people that think it's okay to take shots at liberals, even if they live in the White House. This is pretty close to what I said.
Okay. I would just, I wasn't sure the effect of what you were saying guns should be banned. I definitely am for not for the damnation of all guns, but I think I'm like most, I guess, the quote-unquote conservatives, those evil guys, they just want access to guns, not necessarily access for those with criminal records and whatnot, but just access. And I think what the quote-unquote evil liberals want is to ban most of them.
Who are these evil liberals that want to ban guns?
Excuse me?
Who are the evil liberals that want to ban guns?
Certain politicians.
Like? Can't think of any, can you?
What's that?
You can't think of any because there is no one out there.
Oh, ban particular guns, assault weapons. If you got the idea that all guns overall, then that's wrong. But there has been the ban on the assault weapons.
Well, there are many weapons that are banned in this country and have been, and like bazookas. You can't make a good argument for why you need a bazooka. Well, it's pretty damn hard to make a good argument for what the hell you need a Thompson machine gun for. They're people killers, man, and nothing else. Yeah, same to you too, fella. 576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. All other areas toll free. 1-800-356-WSUN. What's the problem there, friend? You were asked to back up your words? I'm sorry that you belong to an organization that lies through its goddamn teeth to you. There is no credible movement whatsoever to ban guns in this country. There never has been. Is there a lunatic or two out there that would like to see it? Yes, indeed there are. There are lunatics out there that would like to see guns mandatory. Every citizen be required to carry one. Every movement has its lunatic fringe, but there is no credible movement whatsoever to ban guns. Not now, nor has there ever been, nor is there likely to be. It is not a practical move. Sorry to ask you, who they were. Jeez, man. I'll try to play by WFLA's rules and just let you say the most outrageous things, okay? It's 4:56. I have no idea at all. Odessa, hi there, Odessa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
No, you're not, Bob. You're dying here on the air, buddy. These people are swinging out here in the wind. They don't have anything to say. It's amazing. I just called 2 minutes ago, got right through, because I can't bear to listen to these people. If you have a view, especially when you're going to talk to people on the radio about hundreds of people, maybe thousands, it should be well thought of. Name a subject.
You mean kind of like your call?
Well, no, Bob, don't hang up on me.
576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. To a cell phone. Hi, Cell. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, how you doing there, Bob?
Great.
Hey, I wanted to make a comment on the Hooters show as well. I've been listening to Ron and Ron, the Hooters show, your show. I am kind of getting lost in the Ron and Ron show. They don't seem to be as good as they used to. The Hooters show is basically a waste of time. I have to agree with that elderly woman who called earlier and say that I really don't enjoy the Hooters show. I have a habit of turning it off until your show comes on because it seems extremely juvenile. I get very tired of listening to be out talking like this and sounded like a drunk all the time, and it really starts to grate on my nerves. And I just wanted to let you know that and let the listeners know that as well. And I'm wondering if a lot of people are in agreement with me as to their feelings on the Hooters show. But I do really enjoy your show, and have a great day.
576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough, 221 WSUN. All their areas are toll-free. 1-800-356-WSUN. Let's go to Safety Harbor. Hi, Safety. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Moose, how's it going?
Great.
Hey, hi, Sherry. How you doing?
Hi.
How's your Cocoa Puff?
Oh, just fine.
Listen, Free Shot Monday, I just want to say, Big D Plumbing, call Dave and Save, serving all of Upper Pinellas County. I do real nice work, and I'll take care of you. Call Dave and Save, Big D Plumbing. It's Free Plug Monday, right?
Let's go to Pinellas. Hi there, Pinellas. You're on the air at WSUN.
Except the cereal bowl. And
Jeffy says, oh, no, you can't. Sharon's doing a wee-wee.
I'll beat you, Bobby. I'm back. I can always play the Jingle Dogs.
Is Mother Taylor available today, by the way?
No, I mentioned to Jeffy a little earlier, she'll be unavailable for a couple of days. But probably by the end
She will be unavailable for a couple of days?
Yeah. Sorry. Make you appreciate her more.
Let's go to a cell phone. I saw you're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, dude.
Bob, have you decided where you're going to go on vacation?
Yes.
Where?
Key West.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You going to do like the whole Key West thing and get your chaps and your vest and cruise the leather bars and do
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure, dude.
Oh, you ought to have a good time down there. The only thing is, I understand, I heard the other day you had that problem with sphincter tone.
Yes.
Maybe you could get Spivey to put a healing on you. But then again, with Spivey, maybe...
I don't think Spivey... Standing Water or whatever his name was, he was the one that specialized in that, but I think he and Spivey are still in the middle of a falling out, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
So maybe he's the one who stretched out Spivey.
So it could be.
Oh, see, well, what goes around comes around, huh?
I guess so. Okay. Made sense to him, sure. Let's do another cell phone. I saw you're on the air at WSUN.
Good afternoon, Bob and Sharon.
Good afternoon.
I just heard you say you're going to the Keys for vacation, Key West?
Yeah.
Are you going for a whole week?
I'm not really sure yet. Probably about 5 days.
All right. I just want to suggest have you ever been down that way at all?
I have. It's been many, many years. Mary's never been there.
All right. There's a great little place on the way down, about halfway down, called Isla Morada.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. It's a great little hangout for even if you went for a day. And
beer. It took me 12 long years, but I finally killed the bitch. She's gone. She's out of my life. My wife is gone. No court trial, no jail sentence, no nothing. Now I quit smoking. Now I'm going to go out and live life, the way I want to.
Secondhand smoke kills. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society.
4:47 the time. Let's go to St. Petersburg. Hi, St. You're on the air at WSUN.
No rolls, Bob. No rolls. Oh. Take it out. Leave this nigga in the house. Oh.
Well, Homer and Jethro sure are bored today, aren't they?
Jeffy, why can't I disconnect that? Try disconnecting it from in there. Okay, you little punk. This is the size of it. Read the front of your phone book. You're tying up one of my lines. It's a commerce line. You will eventually hang up, and as soon as you hang up, we will trace the call. We hang up, and as soon as you hang up, we will trace the call. And when we do, you got yourself some problems. So you be prepared now, because I'm going to be prepared to stay here for the rest of my show until you hang up. And just as soon as you do, it's all over, little guy.
I bet they don't believe you.
No, they don't.
They should. Why did little boys get into such trouble?
I don't know.
What is it? Is it something just like to do? They just like I don't know, they aggravate people. They get bored.
Boy, I'll bet your mom and dad are going to be mad at you, little boy. Wouldn't be sweating now, would you, little boy? smart, don't you? Now there are about 12.5 people that thought they were as smart as you. That don't think they're so smart anymore. We'll get you. Okay, Jeffy, going on the worm line. Call GTE Security, and we'll get them that way. Just have them trace the call on that line right now. Sorry, little boy. Let's go to St. Petersburg. Hi, St. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, how you doing this afternoon?
Fantastic.
I'm sure you. I like your monologue about the taxes.
Okay.
And your black Russians and everything.
It's all true. Well, except the part about getting thrown out of the bar.
Well, I thought it was quite
just a little color there at the end.
I thought it was great. Because I was mad last week when I was in Washington for the same reason. I paid my taxes last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I met some of our great congressmen leaders. I just asked them point blank, how come we can't have simplification? They told me I did not understand the grand scope of everything.
Well, the reason that we can't have, or that we don't have simplification, is because they make these little tweaks every single year that in essence amount to tax increases.
True.
For example, a few years ago, a couple of years back, with virtually no one knowing this, they decided that above certain income levels, for each $10,000 over a certain income level, thank you, Jeffy, for each $10,000 over a certain income level, you lost a certain percentage of your deductions.
That's true.
Which, most people who are even affected by it didn't know, which is in essence a tax increase.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this incredibly complex system so that they can do that kind of stuff without virtually anyone knowing it.
Yeah.
And getting bent out of shape about it.
Mm-hmm. And another thing they did, like this year, if you owed over $500, they penalized you right away.
Well, I don't believe that's correct. It's if you if you didn't come within 10%.
Yeah. Your total tax.
Right.
Right. And I thought that was kind of interesting myself.
Well, that's actually been the case for a long time.
Excuse me?
That's been the case for a long time.
But they are talking about now having all these new deductions that you can take, like the old days, bringing them back. It's just smoke and mirrors.
576 WSUN in Pinellas. Let's try Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Bob.
Yes, sir.
You like apple pie?
Yes, sir.
Key lime pie?
Yes, sir.
Cherry pie?
What the hell's the point, guy?
Tiramisu pie?
Going to ask one more time, and please, the key phrase is one more time. What the hell's the point? Get off my phone, you asshole. Let's try Port Richie. Hi, Port. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, Bob. I hate to bring back the related topic, but I just wanted to say something about the old Neely over there. I tell you what, that guy, about maybe 20 minutes ago, that guy said that Neil didn't decline at all in quality of his show. I mean, I really beg to differ with that.
Everybody's got different ears, man.
I guess so, but I tell you, Neil seems to want to put the blame on everybody else but himself, and I think it was for a lack of trying. I mean, because when his shows first started coming on, he had a couple of interrelated weaving topics that he would flow through and all that, but lately it's always been sports and, whatever is current, and then back to sports, and whereas before he had, he would mix it up, in a project, but I know you don't want to say anything, but I know he's listening.
But it's not that I don't want to say anything. I've said it all before, and I just don't see any point in saying it again.
Yeah,
you guys can say whatever the hell you want, but I've said it all before. I have nothing new to add.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying his philosophy seems to be, blame is better to give than receive. But, it's just that he keeps going into a tirade about us over here and all that, and like it's something that we're all nose pickers, and 25% of us are all right-wing fans. I can't see that because he originally had like threes and stuff when he was first on, and that was without any exposure. And then after a while, it got down to 1.5. Hey, that means he lost half of the audience here that were listening to him in the.
Sir, he never had threes. That's a fantasy that he has. He never had threes.
He did have. Didn't he have like 2 8s and 2 9s?
No, sir.
You sure?
Positive.
Was it in a certain demographic or?
Maybe within a certain demographic, but if you're talking 25-54, and that's what we normally talk, he never had threes.
He never had threes?
No, he's remembering it incorrectly.
Oh, well, the ironic part was when he went on vacation about, 6 I don't know, maybe 8 weeks ago or something like that, I had caught one of his tapes, not knowing it was a tape. And I was saying, wow, great show today, you know. And then all of a sudden I realized it was an old tape, and that's when I started thinking, I was like, you know, man, he really is on the decline. Because his tapes, when I was listening to a show that was from like November or something, was much more energetic and, you know, crisscrossing topics, but at least it had a direction. Now, I don't know, I think he's just getting lazy, and I'm not going out on a limb to say he blames us for his failure over here, and it's the demographics, it's us, you know, nose pickers and this and that. I got a feeling that he's going to start shrinking over there in Miami, and who's he going to blame then? You know, who's he going to blame then? Well, anyway, Bob, I won't tie it up on this subject. I just hope he's listening, and, you know, hey, farewell. I liked him, and I think it was a, you know, good show for a while, and just declined, that's all. Take care.
You too, man.
Bye-bye.
2:55 the time. 576 WSUN is the telephone number in Pinellas and Hillsborough. It's 221 WSUN. What do you want?
Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Jelly rolls, cinnamon rolls, peach cobbler, cherry jubilee, raspberry tart, dirt pie, carrot cake, strawberry cheesecake, black forest cake, red velvet cake, jelly roll, strawberry shortcake, blueberry pie, apple pie, key lime pie. Anything appealing yet, Bob? You want to talk topics, Bob? Let's talk about the fact that you're a registered Republican up until the 92 election. What do you have to say about that, Bob? You voted for Reagan, didn't you, Bob? Then you made a living on him, didn't you, Bob? Is he on there?
576 WSUN in Pinellas and Hillsborough. It's 221 WSUN. Don't even bother, Jeff. I'll take care of it from in here because nobody wants to play the game today. All we have are a bunch of assholes and morons, and so there's no sense in bringing you in on it. We'll just take them cold. You know, we'll just do 3 hours of this. It's okay with me. I get paid just the same. On top of that, the food's here, so we'll take a break. No, just let it ring. Make the assholes wait until I get back. It's 3:11.
And now, coming to you live, it's another
A long time anyway, but I thought I would tell you prior to going to the phones. You know, sometimes I'll say, hey, that guy waited 22 minutes for that. I'll tell you in front, the first caller we're taking has now been listening to it ring for... Oh, geez, he just gave up. He listened to it ring for 3 minutes and 10 seconds before he gave up. Yeah, hi, you're on the air at WSUN.
If you like Nixon's foreign policy so much, why didn't you volunteer your fat ass to go over there and fight for him in Vietnam? I know where the hell my father was. Where the hell were you? He was 30 miles north of Laos. Where the hell were you, asshole?
No, I was in Collingswood, New Jersey, sir.
No, you were dodging the goddamn draft. You were probably taking honeymoon.
No, I wasn't dodging the draft,
Yeah,
sir.
little trips to Niagara Falls. I know.
No, I've never been in Niagara Falls my entire life. As a matter of fact, I registered and I was drafted 3 times.
And 72, pal. Where the hell were you?
I was drafted 3 times, sir.
Why didn't you make it? Were you a veteran?
No, I'm not a veteran, sir. No, I've never spent a day in the military.
What was your convenient excuse, Bob? What was your convenient excuse?
For what, sir?
Flat foot?
No.
Did you go see a chiropractor? I bet you saw a chiropractor, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Well, what was your excuse? What was your way out? Student deferment?
Well, no, actually, the 3rd time I just called them up and told them I wasn't going.
So you're a draft dodger?
No, I'm not a draft dodger, sir.
What the hell are you then? Why don't you clarify that, boy?
Well, first of all, you call me boy, and then I hang up.
I call you... All right, I'm not going to say it again. I don't want you to hang up.
Good.
Because I want a piece of your you-know-what.
Really?
Yeah.
Bet you do,
really.
huh?
You're going to be hanging 2 of them.
You like fat men, huh?
Where the hell were you, Bob?
I told you in Collingswood, New Jersey.
How'd you get out of it, Bob?
I just told you. I just told you, sir. I called them up and told them I wasn't going.
And what'd they say?
They said they'd call me again next month, and they never did.
And what year was this?
Oh, gosh, I was 25, so that would have been 1970, yeah.
Uh-huh. And where were you before that? Because I know sure as hell that the draft was...
I just told you, sir, for the 3rd time, you don't seem to be, don't seem to be doing very well at listening. Collingswood, New Jersey.
What about Collingswood, New Jersey?
That's where I was, sir.
Do Don't you feel a little hypocritical sitting here now over Nixon's dead body, saying that you enjoyed his goddamn foreign policy?
I didn't say I enjoyed his foreign policy. I said I thought he did brilliant in China and in
corn and every other goddamn thing, while my father was rationing off a bunch of dry crap out in the middle of nowhere.
All your father had to do, sir, was call him up and tell him he wasn't going to go.
Have to do that. My father did not have to do that because my father respected his country.
No, I respect mine too, sir. I respected it so much I wasn't going to waste my life for it.
More that earned here. You enjoy your living, don't you?
Yes, I do, very much.
Yeah, what do you make, 50 grand if you're lucky?
Oh, far more than that, sir. Far more.
You don't make, let me tell you something. After taxes, I wouldn't be bragging too much.
Really?
Not exactly what I would classify a high roller.
Oh, okay, sir.
You wear your little, I'm just going to use the word penis, pretty far out there on your sleeve.
Well, you seem to really be hung up on male sexuality, you know?
No, I'm not hung up on it at all. You're the one bringing it up right now.
Oh, really?
I haven't mentioned one thing about it. You're the one bringing it up, just like you do with FUD.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about, Bob? What are these stories that I hear coming out of Miami, that there's some hidden little secret in Miami that Neil Rogers knows about you?
Oh,
Were you and Neil Rogers lovers before you guys broke up and became friends?
See, there you go again.
What's going on there? Because I know there's something going on down there. None of the Tampa audience has a privilege.
I think if there's one thing worse than being homosexual, it's being a frustrated homosexual that can't get it and just wants to live his homosexuality through somebody else. I'm serious. Don't answer him. Let's go to this one. Hi, you're on the air, WSUN. You're on the air, WSUN.
I'll kick that last guy's ass, Lassiter, for you, man.
Is that it? You're on the air, WSUN. You're on the air, WSUN.
Yeah, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that this is the last day that I'll be listening to Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Took a cheap shot at Sharon. You probably already know that.
Why don't you have the balls to call him up and tell him, sir? Well, why are you calling me up?
No, I'm not going to.
Why are you calling me up? You're as bad as the people that I dealt with in the first hour. You're just a gutless little man that hides behind the curtains when Neil Rogers is on, and you don't have the balls to call him, so you're going to call him up and ruin my show with it.
I've called him.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you call him today, sir, and tell him it's the last day you're going to listen to him?
Well, he's off now.
Yeah, right. How convenient.
Well, I'm trying to give you some good news.
Oh, great. What's the good news, sir?
Well, the good news is that I'm going to start listening to you.
Oh, great. You're on the air at WSUN.
Pathetic goddamn asshole.
You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN. Jerk can't even get it together. You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Oh, man, I heard that guy talking about that draft stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So, you there?
Yeah, I'll be here till 6.
I'm sorry, I thought I heard you cut off. I'm in my backyard. I'm digging form for a slab and just sweating my...
Yeah, what you putting in?
Off. A little patio.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a little patio.
That's a lot of work.
I yard myself. I don't make the kind of money you make, so I'm doing it myself. I just figured I'd give you a call and see what's going on. Yeah, I tried to get with you the other day to sing for cruise tickets, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you, be very, very quiet. I'm trying to sing for cruise tickets. But never did get through, so I figured I'd give old Mad Dog a call and see.
Well, that's sweet of you, man.
Hey, I heard you were looking for birds, and then you're not. I got some cockatiels I'll give you if you're into something.
Nah, cockatiels just don't do anything for us at all.
They don't do that for me either, except keep me up all night. So
it's just become a hopeless situation since my wife took over, because she just she can't make a decision without investigating to the point of killing it.
Let's look at it this way, look at it that way, and then change their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing she ain't wanting you to move a piano.
That's right.
So anyway, I'll call maybe next Friday or Friday and see if I can take my wife. Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
I was on vacation all last week, and we were going to have a beautiful time. That's why I was going to call you for those tickets and everything. My daughter got the chicken pox. So,
oh, man.
Yeah. So I spent my vacation mowing the grass and everything. And I told my wife, I said, I was going to try to get some cruise tickets. And she goes, why didn't you? I said, well, I can't really afford them, with all the stuff I'm going through right now. And she says, well, how are you going to get them? I said,
is that good or something? You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN.
Bob, gee, it sounds like a runaway train. That guy who called up about his dad, his heroic dad.
Mm-hmm.
Not knocking all servicemen, but many men, many of them boys who went to Vietnam, were not smart enough to get out of it. And perhaps his dad is an idiot, and he just passes genes on.
Well, no, wait a second. You know, on the air at WSUN.
Soldier should have been spit upon. They were.
You're on the air at WSUN. Didn't believe me, huh? Now you're scared, aren't you? No, I don't blame you. You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN.
You're an asshole.
Well, so are you, sir. You're on the air at WSUN.
Yeah, hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is this Bob?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I guess there's a delay here. Listen, if you had your choice, 3 people to replace Neil in the afternoon, who would you pick?
You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Doing great, man.
What is with all these young warmongering kids these days, man? I don't understand it.
It's real simple. They don't have any fear of going to war.
Well, I'll tell you what,
They think it's on a movie screen.
I was 33 years old, so I kind of missed Vietnam, missed the draft. But the idea was still fresh in our minds.
Yeah, we see these kids grew up watching television commercials where wars are fought on video monitors and tanks that are never shot at.
But, I mean, these guys are all bloodthirsty. They don't even know war. It hasn't existed in their lifetime.
Well, that's why they're bloodthirsty.
Bob Lassiter. You can hear him live weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio for the 90s.
You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
You and that, everybody else who dodged the so-called, the quote-unquote dodged the draft.
Mm-hmm. I didn't dodge the draft, sir. There's a real big difference between dodging the draft and what I did. I was registered. I had 9 pre-induction physicals and was actually inducted 3 times.
Well, I'm not doing you. The other people who dodged the draft.
Very few people did.
I'm sorry?
Very, very few people did.
Well, whoever bypassed the draft, whatever,
Yeah.
I keep saying dodge. Whoever didn't want to go to Vietnam, I should say,
Yeah.
should be lucky they were born in the United States.
Uh-huh.
What about all those kids in Vietnam?
What do you know about the Vietnam War, sir? How did it start? How did we get involved in it? Do you know?
It started in the 50s and 40s, yeah. I do know a lot about it.
Well, how did we get involved in it?
We was asked to come by for the French.
No, we weren't asked to come by. Well, actually, we were asked to come by the French, but we didn't.
Right.
But we didn't. We turned them down.
The South Vietnamese,
Do you know which side we were asked to fight on first, by the way?
probably the North,
That's right.
but the South, the government asked us to help them keep the North out of the South.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked us...
No, the North asked us to keep the French out of the country. Ho Chi Minh initially asked Harry Truman, sir, to intervene, and Harry Truman said, well, the French are our friends, and yeah, you're basically right, but we're just not going to get involved in it because the French are our friends. That's how it started, sir.
Well,
then we got involved in it because, you see, we decided we wanted to get involved in it, and we asked the government of South Vietnam to invite us in, and guess what? They said no. So you know what we did?
Took over the South.
We had them assassinated. We had the president of South Vietnam assassinated, put in our own president, and he asked us to come in.
Well, that was never in the history books in school.
Really? I'll bet it wasn't.
So, I was told we was asked by the South to come by. And
Yes, we were. As soon as we installed our own government there, they asked us to come in. Very, very similar to what the Russians did in Afghanistan, by the way. Actually identical.
Well, it's the same thing. But
That's right.
All I'm trying to say is we were born in America.
Mm-hmm.
All the kids who were born in the 40s or 50s who were drafted, they should have obligations to go. I don't care. What about those...
No, so you never have an obligation to go and fight in an illegal war. You never have an obligation to go and fight where you're not wanted. Never.
Well, then everybody should be lucky they lived in America. What about all the Viet Cong kids who were forced to defend their country?
Forced to defend their country against the Americans.
Correct.
Yeah.
What about those kids?
What do you mean, what about them, sir?
Well, they couldn't run away, like America.
Yeah.
All the people over here who run away from the war.
Yeah, how many ran away?
Probably 30,000, 40,000.
Yeah. And how many went?
58,000 died.
How many went?
Probably over 3 million.
Yeah. Just heard that on the radio, didn't you?
No, I did not. I know that through... I just turned the radio on just 5 minutes ago, Bob.
How many were wounded?
How many were wounded?
Yeah.
Well, I know 58,000 was killed.
How many were wounded?
I would say probably half of the dead.
Half of the dead, so you think there are about 25,000 wounded?
No, probably 3 times that. I would say 150,000 were wounded.
Uh-huh.
Well, what's the exact answer? I'd like to know.
Look it up on your book, sir. 3:34 is the time. What you got for us, Sharon?
Dreams.
Dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dream a lot?
An informed, intelligent decision. And not too long ago, a little over 130, 40 years ago, we had a civil war in this country. You know, was it Bosnia? Should we have invited them over to settle our differences here?
Well, as a matter of fact, foreign nations did fight in that.
Not many. Not to the involvement that they want us to go over there. The people don't want us there. You know, maybe the ones that are getting wiped out, but that's you know, it's not fair. But nobody ever said that the world was fair.
Thanks, man. You're on the air at WSUN.
Richard says hello.
You're on the air at WSUN.
Lassiter?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I'd like to talk a little about Vietnam.
Yeah.
I agree with this last...
Rose, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like to agree with that very last caller. So what that boy's daddy did, you know, he wasn't there himself. If he was there himself, I wonder how much he'd love it. Anyway, I'd like little boys like him to know that Vietnam was an undeclared...
You like little boys?
No. I'd like little boys like him to know that Vietnam was an undeclared war, not like World War II. So since Vietnam was undeclared, you could call it illegal war. And I wonder if his father was sitting around missing arms or legs or blind or dead, how happy he'd be that his father went to Vietnam. His father might be basically healthy and alive. And Lassiter, under Bush, Cheney could have gone to Vietnam but didn't. Do you know about that?
Sure.
And why not? And how did he get out?
He didn't have to.
Huh?
He didn't have to, like most upper class white kids. He didn't have to.
College, huh? Yeah, stupid-ass deferments. And, your ribs, pork or beef?
Beef. You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You're on the air at WSUN.
Sharon's a bitch.
You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, Bob.
Yeah.
Well, is the same, excuse me, is the same guy the one that's calling in and making those crank calls, or what's the deal?
You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN. You're on the air at WSUN.
First of all, my father was not in Vietnam. He was 25 in 1965.
Once a day, sir. You're on the air at WSUN.
Yeah, I'm going to speak to the Mad Dog.
You are?
Yeah.
You are, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, how you doing? Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Fine, thank you for inquiring. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
Yes, sir, man. This is a great show. You know what? I'm a mailman out in the street driving my truck.
Yeah?
And I noticed the door to the nut house is open, and everybody's down the street at the telephone booths. They're all calling you. You got all the nuts from the nut house out here today.
Every single one of them, sir, without fail. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, Bob.
Yes.
Hi, I'm just calling up just to talk to you here. I feel bad about your show today. It's kind of going like crap, I guess. And I just wanted to call to tell those guys who called before, the gung-ho guys about the draft, dodging the draft and all that. And I just got a piece of information for them that I think that there are those of us who are think that we're willing to die for our country, and those of us are not. And I think that they should just leave it at that.
You're on the air at WSUN.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Bob.
You are.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Thanks.
Hey, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about Neil.
Gutless wonders, every single one of them. It's 3:42.
Stay tuned for Neil Rogers, weekdays from 10 till 2 on AM 620 WSUN.
Maybe that's what happened to Lassiter. Maybe that's why his eyelids are all puffed up.
I want to see a picture of Lassiter in a commercial with Run Around.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what he looks like.
Oh, believe me, he's one of those people like most of us, best unseen by human eyes.
He was talking about his weight this morning.
Yeah.
How much does he weigh?
Lassiter?
Yeah.
Not that much anymore. He used to weigh about 800 pounds. He used to be like ready to go on Geraldo, you know, one of those guys that can't get out of the sun.
Oh, they had one of those little best-of clips when he was talking about if he was in the shower and shook, he'd be shaking for weeks or something.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, actually, they have like 3 little midgets that come over and dry him off in the morning. Seriously.
They like alternate. On the weekends, they work over here at Fat Rich's house, and then during the week, they go over and they like towel him off in the morning to get him ready to go to work.
The Neil Rogers Show, live weekdays from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. on AM 620 WSUN. Best of the Mad Dog, Bob Lassiter. You can hear him live weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 p.m. on AM 620 WSUN. Entertaining talk radio for the 90s.
When he's at home. And then there is the Blob, some call him the Mad Dog. He beats up callers on the phone. Now Neil and the Blob, they're not exactly slobs, but they will eat their way right through a show. From arugula and chips, some hot and spicy dips, just don't be around when they blow. Don't cut a fart, a stinky, stinky fart. I just don't think you understand. And if they cut a fart, a stinky, stinky fart, they might blow up and kill this man. Those Godfather fellows, those Parmesan and pastas give him gas. The Blob eats J.M. Schwartz and blows up in his shorts. The Mad Dog's weapon is his ass. Now when they get together, there's changes in the weather. Those gases messing up the atmosphere. They grab the farting post, see who can rip the most. Hold your nose and get out of here. Don't cut a fart, a stinky, stinky fart. I just don't think you understand. And if they cut a fart, a stinky, stinky fart, they might blow up and kill this man. A stinky, stinky fart. I just don't think you understand. And if they cut a fart, a stinky, stinky fart, they might blow up and kill this man. Don't cut a fart, a stinky, stinky fart. I just don't think you understand. And if they cut a fart, a stinky, stinky fart, they might blow up and kill this man.
Make any money, he took you out for a cheap lunch, but at least we played the song for you. That's for the secretary from the boss who doesn't want to pay his girl any money, but, likes to call up and request songs for her on the radio. Almighty some people, I tell you. Why would I give out the telephone numbers? What a silly-ass thing to do. Let's say hi, you're on the air, WSUN.
Them old crickets, they keep biting me. Help me. Oh, my God.
Over 8 minutes of sitting there listening to the phone ring for that. This is 7 minutes and 15 seconds. You're on the air at WSUN.
Morning or afternoon, Lassiter.
Yes, sir.
I figured out the problem. We're getting residual effects from the full moon. And
well, maybe in your neighborhood, sir. You're on the air at WSUN.
Is this Mr. Lassiter?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Lassiter.
Hi.
I'm a first-time caller, and I've been listening to your station for a couple of weeks now. And I wanted to tell you, first of all, how much I enjoy your radio program.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What I wanted to talk about, I wanted to mention two things. The first thing was the fact that I can't believe there are so many people in this area that call you up and say the rotten, nasty, obnoxious things that they do say.
Well, they're petty little impotent people that don't have any other outlets, sir.
Well,
you just have to understand that.
I guess that may or may not
It's the kind of world we live in.
I find it offensive just for you that as I'm listening to the program and I hear what people are saying, I don't know, I just find it offensive for you. So I just wanted to call and I don't know if it's safe to say apologize, but just let you know that not everybody uses that kind of language and feels that way about you, okay?
Okay, sir.
The other thing I wanted to mention was about the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
In 1972, I graduated high school, and I was lucky or unlucky enough to miss the draft. However, I did feel like I had something to give to my country, so, and I'm just throwing this out for the listeners who may want to try to do something. I joined the Peace Corps, and I spent 2 years overseas, and I found that to be a very rewarding experience, and I just thought I'd throw it out there for anybody who is looking for an alternative. It's definitely one that...
Where'd you go?
Now, you're going to laugh, right? But I went to Jamaica.
Why would I laugh? Jamaica's a country with incredible poverty.
That's true. Most people don't know that. And when you're living with the people and the only white guy in a predominantly black community, it was a challenge.
Do you think you really accomplished anything? Did you come away with a feeling of accomplishment?
I did. I really did. I taught school, and as a matter of fact, agricultural science, and I taught adult education as well. And I really left there very, very sad because Jamaica is a wonderful place, and the people there are wonderful. And
I just don't know why we don't do a hell of a lot more than that. What kind of money did you make when you were in the Peace Corps?
Not much.
How much?
Maybe
10, 12 grand a year, maybe?
It was like $200 a month.
$200 a month.
And you would get $200 a month to live on, which was like you could live like a god on $200 a month.
So $400 a month, less than $5 grand a year.
But $200 they would bank in the States for you, so when you got back, you would have another, whatever.
Enough to get a new suit of clothes to go out and look for a gig.
Yeah, exactly right. But it looks good on a resume, and
yeah, but the point is, it costs us so much money to maintain a soldier, tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars a year, and a relative handful of bucks a year to go out and do something really good that the people of Jamaica or wherever the hell you would have ended up would have good feelings about, would have actually benefited from.
Exactly.
What a crazy people we are. What a crazy people we are.
Exactly. So anyway, I just wanted to call and throw that out there to let people know that there are positive alternatives to, so that you don't necessarily have to go out there and learn how to use a gun and shoot them up, although I suppose at times it's a necessary thing to know. I wanted to take a more optimistic route and
hey man, thanks for the
constructive route.
Thanks for the call, and better still, thanks for the 2 years.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Take care.
Again, I enjoy your show. Thank you.
You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi. How's it going, Bob?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I hope I didn't start all this to talk about the VW buses.
You're on the air at WSUN.
Sharon and Ted Webb, ARA gun-loving right-wing assholes.
You're on the air at WSUN.
Hi, I need to talk to Bob.
You are.
Okay, I wanted to thank you. I called you a couple of weeks ago about a college class reunion.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
In Oklahoma, wasn't it?
It was great, yeah.
And you did it?
Went last weekend. It was great.
Your marriage is still intact?
Well, yeah, he didn't go. We had a good time.
Because they didn't go?
No,
Oh, okay.
Stay here and work.
Yeah.
He didn't go to OU, so. But it was
You got to see all the girls that are now fat and all the guys that are bald?
It was great because I was fat then and now I'm skinny.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that. If you told me that, I would have, even kicked in a few bucks for you to go.
Thing, like you said.
Yeah.
And I have two friends that are twins that are Chippendales dancers who escorted me.
Uh-huh.
And did the kind of Whitney Houston thing with the cape.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
Make him feel bad. That's
John
the best
Kay
part.
looks better 25 years later, let me tell you.
Oh, revenge. I tell you, revenge is so sweet.
It really was.
Oh, it
I
is.
had to thank you for this, since you're having such a bad day.
I'm having a great day. What do you mean I'm having a bad day?
Well, these people don't...
I was having a bad day before this. You know, this is exactly what I expect. I'm prepared for this. When I come in and I expect to talk to normal people, and all I get are, closet Neil haters and people that want to talk about pies and microbuses. That's a bad day.
That's true.
See, now I'm having a good time.
But, Vietnam's over.
No, it's not.
It's over.
No, and Vietnam's not going to be over until all the baby boomers are dead.
Well, I'm a baby boomer,
Mm-hmm.
It's over. Get a grip. Let's move on.
Well, yeah, I agree with you that we should get a grip, and I agree with you that we should move on, but it's still very, very, very deep in this country.
That's true. Yeah,
and it will be for as long as those people are alive.
And they don't even know that's over yet. So
That's true.
I wanted to thank you. I wouldn't have gone without you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Glad you had a good time. You're on the air at WSUN.
Bob.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to talk about Neil or Bosnia or Vietnam. I would like to talk about Charo, the coochie coochie girl.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to her?
She got old, man.
Didn't she...
She's a little bit more like, the droopy girl now.
The droopy girl?
Right, and it just doesn't cut it when you come out and say, hey, droopy.
I guess when the Love Boat went off the air, there went her steady paycheck.
That's for sure.
All right, Bob, hang in there.
Take care. And as soon as Johnny Carson also caught on. Let's go to this one. Hi, you're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
I think you, the coward, all those gutless wonders, you're the coward that want to go to the war.
Yeah.
And all the boys who went to Vietnam, they fought for their country.
Yeah.
And you were sitting on your ass and laughing about it.
No, they didn't fight for their country, sir. They fought for a bunch of fat old men in Washington who made a very stupid mistake and wouldn't admit it. That's what they fought for.
Well, it's now their damn problem. I mean, they were stupid enough to go in the draft. They went in. They got sent to some goddamn country on the other side of the world.
Hey, look, punk. Let me. Yeah, you better hang up. I'll even give you a couple of seconds to get back to your little phone there. Or get back to your little radio there. Look, punk, there are several 100,000 men and women in this country who suffer directly because of that. And you think you're a real smart-ass little jerk picking up the telephone and saying stupid-ass things about something that you don't know about. Well, you're just a snot-nosed little punk. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what you are. That's what you'll always be. Maybe someday you'll grow up. Maybe someday you'll feel very ashamed for trying to make light of something that was real important in some people's lives. I mean, real important. Trying to make light of something that a lot of people, hundreds and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of men and women still walk around with scars about today. So maybe someday you'll realize that, and maybe someday you'll be real ashamed about that. Wait a second. Photographer Johnny Carrazzo died for 7 minutes when his heart stopped during an operation. But he didn't go to heaven. He went to hell. And he says it was great. Absolutely great. The 51-year-old bachelor says Satan's kingdom was full of fast cars, free booze, babes in bikinis, slot machines, hookers, greasy fried food, and other amenities. It was so terrific down there that he didn't want to return to a normal life again. In hell, I saw my best friend from the old neighborhood, and when he told me it wasn't my time yet, I was really disappointed. I woke up in the intensive care unit, and I actually cried thinking of the exciting scene I had left behind. God.
Well, that's nice to know, huh?
So what's it say? Fast cars, free booze, babes in bikinis, slot machines, hookers, greasy fried food. Ooh.
Theater popcorn.
Probably.
See that?
Don't bring that up again,
was
Sharon.
all over
every goddamn newscast yesterday.
All over the newspapers.
Trying to take people's fun away from them.
All over TV. I knew it. I knew it would be.
Hi, you're on air at WSUN.
Sharon's a bitch. Now that hurt my ears.
Over 6 minutes of just letting the phone ring in his ear.
Is that goofball Danny?
There's some, who knows? I don't think so. I don't think that was Danny's voice. You're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Are you guys still broadcasting on low power?
No, sir.
Because I was coming home from work and I was hitting lots of dead spots.
No, we're not broadcasting at all today. You're on the air at WSUN.
Yeah, I'd like to make a few points if I may.
Oh,
Hey.
Jesus. Wait a second. Oh, God, I was afraid this was going to happen.
Hello?
Hold on. God damn it.
He's misplaced something, Mr. Fudd. Just wait right here.
Where is it?
Can hear him.
God damn it.
See, now he's having a fit.
Oh, here it is. Thing's down.
He's worrying me.
Okay.
I'm waiting for this.
I'm driving in my car. I turn on the radio. I pull you a little closer. You say no. You say you don't like it. I say you're a wire. But when we get it's like fire.
10 minutes after 4, and it's the Fudd Man. How you doing there, Fudd?
Didn't you used to have like a little commie that used to answer the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, it just rang and you picked up.
Yeah, we blew him out. I want more money, so that's the only way they could, get it. It was to eliminate that job.
Oh, I was up in New York this weekend.
Yeah.
And checking on my property and some other stuff, and what a refreshing change. What a refreshing change from tampon. Phew. The women weren't flat-chested dummies. They weren't butch-looking. They were nice, healthy females, thank God. People talk normal accents like myself and not those Midwestern twangs. Oh, it was so refreshing. It was like a breath of fresh air.
We understand you're a public servant, that you drink at the public trough, so to speak.
Who?
You.
Me?
You.
I'm a public servant?
Yeah, that's what we hear.
From whom?
Some other talk show that you were on.
When?
Sometime over the weekend, when you supposedly were in New York.
Who allegedly told you this, that I wasn't in Tampa? Who allegedly told you I was on a talk show?
I don't know. I don't take names here, Fudd.
And you believe those southern dummies when they call you up? You believe these stooges, these communist vermin? You believe these people who right now are urinating on pictures of Richard?
Mellow, Fudd. Mellow. You're going to have a stroke, man.
You're believing the same people
or a wet dream
that call up that Negro Patrick Henry at night and kiss his behind when he has a zero share in the books? You believe them over me?
You're going to have a stroke, man. Just be mellow, Fudd. Mellow. What were the points you wanted to make today?
Yes, by the way, I just wanted to say that this morning I was driving around all over Polk County looking for the station. You don't exist or something? All over Polk County.
We aren't in Polk County, even though Sharon does do murder stories from Polk County. We're actually in St. Petersburg.
Huh?
And Pasco.
Hernando?
No, we're in St. Petersburg.
Well, how do I know these Cuban and Indian names? What's the difference? Anyway, let me just get to my point now. I was very disappointed. First of all, you took a liar, a blatant liar, over my words.
You were going to come in yesterday and show us your schlong, and you didn't.
I wasn't in until last night.
You promised on Friday to come in here and show us your schlong, and Sharon was going to measure it.
You never tell me where the station is.
You never asked.
Well, if you were going to invite me as a guest, I would think that you would ask me.
You said you were going to come in and show us the schlong, you know?
I'm not going to whip out my penis there in front of everybody and have it measured. What the hell?
You said on Friday that you were going to.
What the hell is this? I mean, what is this homosexual activity? God, I had enough of those homos in Greenwich Village.
We were going to have Miss Sharon measure it, sir.
I don't want any women that's not a spouse.
As a matter of fact, Jeff even brought his ruler in.
I don't want any women touching my penis there. That's not my spouse.
Oh, she wasn't going to touch it. She had some of those barbecue forks that she was going to use.
This is nauseating.
Hold it down, you know.
No, I wanted to debate you intellectually at the studio, and all you want to do is measure penises. Man, that is nauseating. Okay, let me get on to what I was going to say. First of all, old people, let me tell you something. I met with somebody up in New York. I wasn't in Tampa calling radio stations because, quite frankly, they're boring as hell. So I don't care who told you that. Probably the same penis hit. Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead, Fudd.
Sound like you were urinating there for a second, ain't
No, I was drinking my soda from the Firehouse, 260 First Avenue South in St. Petersburg. Great food.
Food?
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
He didn't bring you back anything?
You know what I mean? I'm
Nope.
trying to talk in the middle, and they talk.
Are you serious?
Here
Yep.
we go. Go ahead, talk. Go ahead. Have a good time. It's my dime. Go ahead, talk. Can I continue, sir?
Yes, go ahead, Fudd.
Okay, anyway, like I was saying, are you finished with the food talk?
For the moment, yes.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I noticed... Hello?
Yes.
Why? What is this today? What's the matter with...
WSUN Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN.
Yeah, Bob?
Yes.
I was calling about that caller just a little bit ago that was comparing food to sex. And, I mean, he's got a point. I mean, think about the term eating out. Hello?
576 WSUN in Pinellas, Hillsborough, 221 WSUN.
Brainworms.
Well, they're particularly, brainworms are really...
Young people are very susceptible to
young virginal boys.
Yeah.
Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN. 19 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock. Jeffy, what time was it that you tried to make that call?
Just a few minutes ago.
Just a few minutes ago? Why don't you call the main number down there if, because, if that's the truth, I'd like to know about it. And I'm sure there are other people that would, too. Let's go to Tampa. I'll wait until we get confirmation on this. We're trying to verify something. Let's go to Tampa. Hi, Tampa. You're on the air at WSUN. Hello, Tampa. One.
Hello, Bob.
Yes.
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Excellent.
Listen, I got a question for you. I know that you know everybody in the business, so...
No, I don't.
Well, you know a lot of people.
Hardly know anybody.
Well, you know a lot of people, don't you?
No, I'm pretty much a recluse, but what's your question?
Okay. I work in a company that does office equipment. Now...
Well, this is 1976 or 77.
Right.
They didn't have a salad bar then, but I can remember.
Remember the picture on the marquee? They had the burger chef.
Yeah.
Then that guy, Jeff.
Yeah.
Burger Chef and Jeff.
Yeah.
And then the monkey was Burgerella.
I always thought of all the burger places, Burger Chef was my favorite, and I got a job in Norfolk, Virginia, and I spent the first 2 months living in a hotel in downtown Norfolk, Virginia. Right across the street was a Burger Chef. I ate 3, 4, 5 meals a day. I just became addicted to, what did they call it, the Big Chef, if I'm not mistaken.
Big Chef.
You know, it was their Big Mac, Super Chef, is that what it was?
Right.
Just became addicted to it. Loved it. I almost had tears in my eyes when they finally went belly up.
What about, the saying that you come off with is, it's not so much the other guy succeeds, is it?
Well, it's not as important that I succeed as it is that my friends fail.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How about letting your listeners know that Neil Rogers has been in the hospital, asshole? Fibber, 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 fibber.
Well, first of all, asshole, that's what I was referring to at 5 o'clock when I asked Jeffy to try to confirm it, to call down there, because we can't get through. Asshole. What kind of a little weenie punk are you? What kind of a little weenie punk are you? Who in the hell do you think you are, you disgusting little pig? Get a goddamn life, you little son of a bitch! I happen to be sick to my stomach about worrying about him. I haven't talked to that goddamn man in 2 years because of people like you. People who don't have a life. That man meant something to me. And little bastards like you destroyed that. Don't you dare call me. You disgusting subhuman pig. and accuse me of trying to keep it from you. And then sit there and jerk me around for 2 minutes pretending to hold a conversation with me so that you can blindside me. This business has been very good to me. There are many things that I enjoy that I would not have enjoyed if I was not in this business. But there's one thing that I regret, and I regret very, very, very much. You know what it is, little punk? It's coming to work at this radio station. I regret it very, very much. Because it cost me a 10-year friendship. Because of little weasels like you. Who don't have a life of their own. Who day and night, for months on end, tried very hard to drive a wedge between that man and myself and finally succeeded. I have no idea why he's in the hospital. I'm not even positive that he is. And I'm worried sick about it. Because as I said then, and as I will say now, I owe everything I have to that man. I've never tried to duck that, and I never will. I'm very proud of the fact that he discovered me and believed in me and went to bat for me. And how dare you suggest, when you don't know what in the hell you are talking about, how dare you suggest that I would A, be happy about it, or B, try to keep it from you? I hate you and your kind. With all of my heart and all of my soul, I hate you. For every good minute that I've had in this business, people like you destroy them. Because you just don't understand. There are real live people behind here with real lives and real feelings and real emotions. And disgusting little punks like yourself think it's a game. Well, it isn't a game, little boy. And I'm worried sick. So put that in your goddamn pipe and smoke it, punk. And drop dead. It's 5:40.
You never know what's going to happen on Hooters on the...
Hi, I'd like to cash this check.
I can't cash this check, no. Don't you read the sign? We don't cash personal checks, no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the sign. Well, thanks anyway, we'll see you.
Hey, wait, where are you going?
Well, actually, I'm going to another check cashing place. I know the girl there. She'll cash this check. It's just out of my way, so I stopped here.
Okay, well, let me see the check again, please. Okay. Oh, no, I told you, no personal checks. I can't cash this.
Okay. Well, see you later.
Wait, no. You argue.
What?
You argue with me until I give in and cash your check.
Oh, okay. Well, come on, I have ID. You can call the bank. The funds are there.
How many times do I have to tell you, huh? No personal checks cashed. It's policy. I cannot...
Fine. Okay, goodbye.
No. Don't leave yet. You tell me some story, you know? Like you got an emergency and you need food for your kids and your car's broken off.
Then you'll cash it?
Yes, I'll cash it. Now, say car's broken, need food. Go.
Look, please help. I need food for my kids and my car is broken down.
Okay, let me see the check. Okay, let me see. Okay. How long have you been on your job?
4.5 years.
Oh, wait a second. This is a personal check. Read the sign. You need glasses or something? No personal check. No exceptions. Okay, not...
Look, you said...
Okay, I'll cash the check, but this time only, okay?
At A to Z check cashing, no ID is required. Make us your new bank.
It's 5:45. First of all, I got several things to explain to you. Well, let's start with the first one. We have just found out that Neil Rogers is home with the flu, is not in a hospital, and that there is a bit going on at WIOD on the Phil Hendry show, best we can find out, and it seems to be reasonably reliable information, that Neil is in the hospital. What is supposedly funny about this, I do not know. But nonetheless, Neil is not apparently in the hospital, and this is part of Phil Hendry's show today for whatever reason. As I said, I cannot begin to imagine. Do we still have the ability to dial them up? Could you, nah, what difference does it make now? It's almost 6 o'clock anyhow. Screw it. So, I know that most of you do not know Neil Rogers. Most of you came to the station long after he left here. And I have no idea as to who he is or what the relationship or connection is between that man and myself. So let me very briefly explain. A little over 10 years ago, about 11, I guess now, maybe a little over 11. Actually, it will be 11 years. My God. Almost to the day. It was the 24th of October. I'd totally forgotten that. I did my first talk radio show at a station in Miami called WGBS. And it was the third of 3 talk stations in Miami. It was never a successful station. It was geared toward the elderly. A tremendous percentage of their programming dealt with having doctors on as guests and things of this nature. And they had a financial show and, things like that. And they needed somebody for the weekends, and frankly, the program director was kind of lazy, so we just asked around, do you know anybody that wants to do a talk show? And the guy that did the financial show said, well, yeah, I know this guy that might be able to do it. And this guy was me. And he didn't even bother to call me. He had his secretary call me and ask me if I wanted to do it. And I had always dreamed about doing talk radio, and so I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to. And that Saturday I went in and I did my first talk show, and it was a day that I will never forget as long as I live. It was 3 hours. The first 2 hours were with the dentist, which I have from time to time talked about, from time to time alluded to. It was an experience with a failing radio station with a very small, very elderly audience. And all the old people knew is that he was a doctor and that he was giving free advice. And they were calling up and telling him that they had pains in their side and, asking him what he thought it might be. And he would try to explain to them that he was a dentist. And in retrospect, it's very funny. It wasn't funny that afternoon. And the third hour was mine to do quote-unquote open phones with, and I somehow managed to survive it. And Neil Rogers is a talk radio junkie as well as being a talk radio host. And he used to listen to that station because it was really bad. And for some reason, if you're in this industry, you really enjoy bad radio. And this was a station to listen to if you enjoyed bad radio. And he heard me on there on the weekends, and he heard me trying desperately to do something, to make something out of this opportunity on a station that no one listened to on a weekend when no one listens anyway, with an audience that just wasn't very hip. And he appreciated what I was trying to do. And he went on a 3-week on-air campaign trying to shame WINZ, the station that he worked for at the time, into hiring me. 3 weeks. I'd never met the man. I'd never talked to him. I didn't know anybody that knew him. And he finally was able to pull it off. And they hired me to do weekends at WINZ. He gave me a hell of a lot more money, almost enough money to live on for doing 2 days a week at WINZ. And as a result of which I got a position in another station that the same company owned, WPLP, up here. And I was to be the heir apparent. Neil was doing nights at INZ, which was at that time a prestigious time slot. And he wanted very much to do days. But they had to find somebody that could replace him, and he thought I could be the person that could replace him and hold much of his evening audience. And as soon as they felt I was ready, they were going to let Neil go on and do days, and I would take his slot at night. And so they sent me up here to kind of learn how to do it every day. I have always been aware of that. I will never not be aware of it. I was always very grateful for it. I continue to be very grateful for it. Neil Rogers is a very strange man. He is at times a very kind, a very generous, a very thoughtful, and a very considerate man. He is at times a very petty, vindictive, and cruel man. He is a man that I've known for 10 years, over 10 years, 11 now. And yet a man that I do not know. A man that I will never know. I'm not sure that anybody knows him. He is a man that I've had a love-hate relationship with from the day that I first encountered him. I knew Neil for almost 5 years before he could even look me in the eye. We've had long, lengthy conversations about all kinds of things, and we have gone for long periods of time without talking to each other. It was Neil that decided that I should be on this radio station. And Neil, who twisted and bitched and moaned until they finally saw it his way. To say that he is totally responsible would not be true. To say that he encouraged would be very much true. And from the moment that I got the job here, we became enemies. That's the way it is with Neil. I don't know why. I never will. It doesn't really make any difference anymore. And from the moment that I sat down behind the microphone at this radio station when I was doing mornings and he was doing 10 to 2, perhaps a half dozen, perhaps a dozen assholes in the audience would call him in Miami and relate to him things that never happened, things that were never said, would call me at my show and relate to me things that never happened, things that were never said. Driving a wedge, creating this little feud that they just enjoyed ever so much. And Neil would sit on his show and rip me to shreds, which would infuriate me. And I would come in the morning and rip him to shreds, which would infuriate him. I happen to know his soft side. I happen to know where his soft belly is. And if he pissed me off enough, I'll jab at it, and I did. And I know that I hurt him very much with things that I said, and I know that he hurt me very much with things that he said. And it got to the point where we simply do not talk to each other anymore. All over nothing. I suppose you could say, and you would be right in saying it, that we should both grow up. But that's neither here nor there. That's between he and that's between myself. But for what possible reason, for what possible purpose, people who do not know him or give a crap about him, people who do not know me or give a crap about me, people who do not know us or give a crap about us, who apparently have nothing else to do in their lives except sit back and enjoy misery, except sit back and try to rip people apart, succeeded. Over the years, Neil's health has deteriorated, as has mine. Every time I hear that he's having health problems, it scares the hell out of me. As I told you in the last segment, I'll gladly say it again. I love the guy. I owe him everything I have. Don't feel in the least bit ashamed of saying that. I always have and I always will, even though we will never speak again. Even though I'll never forgive him for the things that he said about me, and